I think at this point it's fair to say that we don't go to watch a Ridley Scott film for historical accuracy. No, we're going to watch his films for his craft and mastery in filmmaking. Hello and welcome to another cozy movie review, where I sit here with my mug of tea to talk about my point of view about films. Chillingly, if that word exists. I might be a bit late to the party to talk about Gladiator 2, because everybody has already talked about it and moved on, but I have some observations that I want to discuss. So, buckle up, this is gonna be entertaining.
Are you not entertained?
As you all know, the story is the continuation of the previous film. Rome is ruled by two ruthless brothers, Geta and Caracalla. Yeah, Caracalla. Because in Italian, it's pronounced kind of that way. Okay? I've been living here in Italy for 8 years. More than 8 years. So trust me on that. They're the kind of emperors who won't stop at anything. Their aggression and ambitions know no boundaries, and almost everyone hates them. From the Senate to even their general Acacius, played by Pedro Pascal. That is, until when Hanno, played by Paul Mescal, enters the story, and of course he is Lucius, or Lucius, Maximus and Lucilla's son, who is captured as a slave. He later on catches the attention of no other than Macrinus, played by Denzel Washington, who chooses gladiators to fight in the Colosseum. In the meantime, everyone who hates the two emperors is planning a coup while Hanno Lucius fights in the arena for revenge. So now you've got the plot. Okay, now let's move on to historical accuracy. Now, I am no historian. I like history, but I'm not historian. Okay. At the beginning of my video, I mentioned historical accuracy. Again, we're not here to witness historical accuracy in a Ridley Scott film. We all know that. That's not gonna happen. The thing is that I suspect this film will piss off many Italians, as much as Napoleon pissed off a lot of French people and historians. Again, I guess historians are pissed off at both films to a lot of degree. So yeah, I get it. People are not happy with this historical accuracy. Historians especially are not happy with everything that they've seen in the film. Napoleon, now this one. But I have a question. Where were you when 300 came out? Historians. Yeah, because I don't remember you back then. I didn't care for that film, and I know that's based on a graphic novel, but I have my question. But now I've learned I shouldn't care for this stuff actually at all. Because at this point I have understood that, 100% accuracy won't happen in general in Hollywood, because there's always inaccuracies and there will always be dramatization. So let's just go there for the whole story and the craftsmanship. That's what I've learned recently. But the inaccuracies, and I wouldn't say offending Italians, but I would say pissing off Italians, got to a certain point where the guy who was sitting beside me, he was quite pissed off, and he began to laugh at the film. And at some point, he was like, vabbè. And when you see an Italian person do that, that's not a good sign. That means that's not good. Okay, take it from me. But there were also some points where I began to laugh, not out loud, a small laugh. But most importantly, the part where there is a print. There's a newspaper in 200 AD. Like, I can deal with a lot of stuff. I can accept it. I can just say, okay, yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna let that slide away. But a 500 AD. The printing press was invented in 15th century, 1440s, I guess. Oh boy. Now let's get to the performances. The performances were quite good, really amazing, some of them, and mostly captivating. Paul Mescal he was really good, but I would also say that he was a very safe choice for this role. We all know how talented he is, and during the whole film, I could see the fire in his eyes. It's also very obvious how much energy he has put into this role to prepare not only physically but also mentally and emotionally. But I would say the two standouts in the film for me were Denzel Washington and Pedro Pascal. I mean, Washington is a living legend. Whenever he appears on screen, energy it just radiates through the screen. And Pascal, as always, he brings this utmost energy and charisma. I would say Joseph Quinn as Geta was quite terrifying actually, showing how menace his character can be, while Fred Hitchinger delivered the true madness of Caracalla. And lastly, I have to talk about Connie Nielsen and how happy I am that she has reprised her role again. Because we see very often in the cinema, it happens that they recast the role, but it didn't happen here, and I'm really happy for that. I loved how she was caring yet strong. I truly felt that she could be Marcus Aurelius's daughter. Now I'm gonna talk about the score, the soundtrack. This time, Harry Gregson Williams comes around to compose for the film. Some of the pieces borrow from the original soundtrack by Hans Zimmer, but overall, you can hear and feel the difference. The music is cinematic and epic, but I'm sorry to say that it still isn't Hans Zimmer level epic. Now, Harry Gregson Williams surely has a very rich portfolio. He has been working in Hollywood for years, but I'm afraid that the music doesn't have the same impact as the first film. Now, there's no denying that the film looks gorgeous. The makeup and hairstyle and the costumes, they all look fabulous and flawless. I was quite frankly constantly drawn to the costumes and, of course, the armor's designs. I love the design on the armors. In general, one could see how much effort was put into crafting this film. I also really did enjoy and appreciate how good both VFX and special effects looked. Now let's get to directing. I'm gonna comment a bit on the directing aspect of the film. As I mentioned earlier, at this point we go to see Ridley Scott film simply to marvel at his craft and mastery in filmmaking. The scale of the film is huge and its grandeur is right in your face, which is quite awesome to watch. And you could say at 86 years old, he's still got it. Now, as you may have already known or read in some places or websites, there's been a bit of controversy, and I'm gonna point it out right here. It's something that upset me a bit. A while ago, when the filming began, or maybe even before that, it was reported and announced that May Kalamawi will be in the film in one of the main roles, and she was there. There are set pics. She filmed those sequences, but as the marketing campaign began and we all see all the other actors, she was not present. And then the movie came out and we see that her scenes are basically cut into basically she being an extra. It's a blink and you miss it kind of scene. And it's weird. Like, everyone's talking about it. It's been in some headlines, but there has been no official comments. So we don't know what happened and why she isn't there. But she had a role and she played the role. Mostly her scenes were with Denzel Washington. But what happened to the storyline and the plot that she was in it and now she isn't, we don't know. Now let's get to the conclusion. Okay. Now I'm gonna wrap it up and tell you whether it's worth to watch this film in the theater or no. In my humble opinion, yes, it's worth it. Sure, the movie is entertaining.
Are you not entertained?
It's not historically accurate, but it has strong performances and it has beautiful costumes, great hair and makeup, pretty cool VFX, amazing art direction, I would say. So, yeah, I would say that it's worthwhile your time, also worth watching it on the big screen. It's not a perfect film, but it is a pretty good one. Okay, so this has been my review for Gladiator 2. Hope you have enjoyed this video, and until the next cozy movie review, bye.